Hey y'all, how's everybody doing tonight? So I thought that Lexi was gonna drop before 9 o'clock, and then I was like, maybe she's not gonna drop at all, but she's dropped, and she's almost done. Do you all want to go back to the beginning and listen, or do you want to start right here? We can go back to the beginning. Put a one in the chat. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm sorry. Happy Love Day. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope y'all had a good day. I love, love, love you. But we can go back and listen to the beginning because it is wow. Hey, TC, let's go back to the beginning. Brown Sugar said, let's go back to the beginning. Hey, y'all. Happy Love Day. Okay. We'll go. Hello, 43 people. We got to have at least 40 likes. This is everything is in my opinion, and this is for entertainment purposes only. We are going to listen to Lexi, chapter 1, her stepmom. I have listened up to minute 21 and 48 seconds. And let me say this, it is disturbing, and I also believe it. So we're going to listen to it. Y'all ready? Let's get into it.
Ever known my stepmom and my biological father to be together. I know I've seen comments like from the past year of my interview Giving You the Real Tea. People were saying like, oh, she's so bitter. She broke up the home. You got to get over that. La, 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 la.
So in the beginning, she says she never knew her mom and her biological father to be together. All she's ever known is her mom, her bio dad, and Miss Nail, and she referred to Nail as mom. Okay, this is where we are. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody coming in. Hello, Dion, Brenda. Hello, MFRN, TC, Lori, Nakia, Angela, Dolores, Taya, Tuda, Missy P, Miss Lacey, Tia, Brown Sugar. We're gonna go and listen to. Yeah, girl, we about to get into it. That's what we listen to right now. So let's keep going.
I don't know what home they're talking about because the only home I've ever known is them together. I've never seen my parents together. That's never been a norm. Never been something that I've experienced. So I don't really attribute any bitterness or Nothing. That I had to my stepmom for breaking up their home.
She said that you didn't miss anything. This is the very beginning of Lexi's conversation about her stepmom. This is chapter 1. And she said that she's never known her mother and her biological dad to be together. She's always known her mom, her bio dad, and his wife, Neil. So that's all she's known. Okay. Hey, Wendy, let's keep going.
And honestly, that's nothing that I need to be bitter about. That's not my relationship. I was a child. You know, I wasn't privy to any of that, as I shouldn't have been. So why would I care? And I'm happy that they got divorced. I'm very happy with my family dynamic that I have now, especially with kind of removing that family from my life. So yeah, everything happens for a reason. But I've known my stepmom my whole life. And I don't have any unpleasant memories of her from when I was a kid at all. Not one unpleasant memory. She, Valentine's Day. Yeah, I remember spending time with her mom, her sister, and it was always like, you know, a good time. She was my mom. You know, I referred to her as mom. I never called her by her name. She was my mom. Like, you know, I didn't have any unpleasant memories of her. And when I got to age, like, I want to say like 10-ish, maybe, that's when things kind of started to shift for me and my stepmother. The family, they lived in Atlanta for a little bit of time, and At first, when they lived there, it was just my biological father, stepmother, stepbrother, half sister, and brother. And the niece was not there yet. And I would come and visit and spend time with them, mainly my stepmom and my siblings. And
hey, Babette. Hey, Gail. Yeah, it's Valentine's Day. I had to put on a red lip today, so that's why I'm dressed up a little bit. So now Lexi said that her relationship with Nell changed when she got about 10 years old, right? And they were living in Atlanta, and this is where she's talking about how she used to go and visit.
Yeah, it was fine. I didn't have a room there. When I would go visit, I would have to stay in my brother's room and he'd sleep on the couch. So I never had like a room or toys, clothes, anything that was mine. The only thing that was mine was what I brought in a suitcase there to go visit them with. And never really felt the type of way about that until they adopted their niece. And when they adopted her, she had a room in their house. And it kind of made me feel a type of way. I had some issues because she was around the same age as my stepbrother and I. And, you know, they became really close. So I kind of felt like she was taking my brother away from me. And then she had her own room. So I was like, but I wanted a room. And why did she get a room? So, and I would ask my stepmom about that. And she told me that I had a room at my mother's house.
Okay. Hello, happy Valentine's Day to everybody coming in. Hey, Sin. Hey, Babette. Hey, Linda. Hey, Cheryl, Gail, Tybo. Thank you all so much. Y'all, so the girl said when they was going to Atlanta, after they moved to Atlanta, she had to sleep in her brother's room. He slept on the couch. And when they adopted her niece, Kiki, Nell's niece, she had her own room. And she was like, when she mentioned it to her, they said she got a room at your mama house. Like, where is Chris? Where in the world is Chris Fletcher while this woman is speaking illy to his daughter? I understand Nell, the stepmama, she might feel a certain way and stuff like that, but this is his child. Oh, Babette, I'm so sorry. Girl, I would be devastated. Oh, I could never treat nobody's child wrong. Never. If I didn't have no room for Chris's child when I adopted my niece, then we just have to get some bunk beds in that room, and the girl's room have to be the brother's room, and he just have to sleep on the couch. Oh, y'all, let's keep going because it gets a little worse, honey. Let's go.
Which, I mean, is crazy when I think about it now, because I'm like, oh, it's if I'm one of the kids, like, and I'm your child, because, like I said, I always grew up with, my mom, my stepmom, my biological father, and then my stepfather came in the picture later on when I was like 8. Like, of my parents, she was always a parent, so I didn't understand if I was one of the kids why I could not have a room. And she never like referred it to like, oh, go talk to your dad. She never said anything like that. She just said you had a room at your mom's house. So there's that. And whenever I wanted to, and I asked for a room because I was like, I want to have like my own stuff here and like toys and everything, because my sister at the time, I was still young too, so I like Barbies and everything. And my sister had this pink room and all these Barbies and all these toys, but my stepmother wouldn't let me play with certain toys of hers. She said she didn't want me to mess them up. She kept a lot of stuff in like boxes, and their original boxes, like if it was like a Barbie camera or something like that. And so I was not allowed to touch those toys. And then there were certain toys of my sister's that I guess maybe they were her favorite toys.
Her Lexi Chanel McCullum. Sam, would you put her name in the chat for me, please, so LaMichelle can get it?
I don't know, but I was not allowed to play with those toys. So I was really limited, and I didn't see that as ugliness when I was a child. But now that I'm an adult, I'm kind of like, it's kind of messed up. But And that was, my early childhood with her. And then between, I can't really remember what age I was, but between them living in Atlanta and then moving to Harvest, Alabama, there was a stint of time there that I could not get in contact with my biological father. So I was left to only call my stepmother to try and get a hold of him. And I would call, and she'd give me an excuse, and he would never be around so I could talk to him. Same thing would happen with my mom when she would call so I could try and talk to my dad. And I later found out from my stepmom when I was like 17 or 18 why he, didn't get on the phone. It's because he left them for another woman and her kids, which...
Okay. Lexi calling the house because they moved to Harvest, Alabama. I think that's when they were living with someone. Lexi was calling to talk to her daddy. And Nell was like, he's not here. She can never get in touch with him, whatever. So then, as the mama, that would be me. Let me call. Where is he? Because my baby want to talk to her daddy. Well, he's not here. Child, that's when he had left. Kristen got up, y'all, and walked out on Nell and went, because the woman was in Atlanta, if I'm not misunderstanding. He done moved for 2 years. Do you remember that? 2 years. Nell took him back after 2 years. He was gone. He done left Lance, Nell, maybe Chris Jr., and her niece Kiki. And he done moved to Atlanta or wherever with the woman and her baby. Hey, TM in Sector. Isn't that crazy? Y'all, let's keep going. I'm going to run it back just a little bit. Hold on. Ooh, Chris ain't worth a damn, Jesus.
Sucks for my 18. Why he, didn't get on the phone. It's because he left them for another woman and her kids, which freaking sucks for my stepmom. But
hey,
that's what happened. But I didn't know that at the time, so I was just like, "Where's my dad?" So, but I started to have like a little resentment towards my stepmom.
We're gonna get to the. We ain't got to the daycare yet, Miss Edith.
Like, where is he? And then all of a sudden, one day, he popped up, called, and he said that I could come visit, and they lived in Harvest, Alabama. I don't know. It was strange. So
he didn't come back home, child.
They moved to Harvest. They lived with friends of my stepmom. Her friends had 2 daughters. So in this like 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house, it was, 4 adults, their 2 daughters, and then their 4 kids. Well, their 3 kids and their niece. So it was a lot going on in the house. But it was fun for me as a kid. I remember sleeping on the floor and couch and everything. It was kind of like a big slumber party. But my stepmom was different. She was quiet. She was kind of like frozen. She worked at the Dollar General at the time, and I remember her wearing like these black turtlenecks, and she would get like these nasty rashes on her neck, and I would feel so bad because after she got off work, she needed like an hour or something to herself. She was just quieter. I don't know. That's the only way I can really describe it. And
now, Kristen come back home after going out here sleeping with some woman and taking... Exactly, Miss Edith. After going out here and sleeping with some woman and taking care of her baby, while Nell is left here working at the General Dollar store, trying to keep it together with 3 kids and a niece. So when he realizes that I might not be worth a DAMN, let me go back home to my wife. So you come back home and you can't even give your family a place to live. You got to move in with some friends. You got 4 adults. They got 2 kids. And you got 3, and when Lexi come over, it's 4. They don't have nowhere to sleep. They having slumber parties. Of course, that's cute for kids when they're little, But when you look back at it as an adult, you realize your family was broke and your daddy is the reason. Girl, Chris ain't worth shit. I'm sorry. I had to say it like that to get my point across. This is crazy. Oh, child, let's keep going.
And they went to church a lot. They didn't go out as much. They didn't go shopping or anything like that. And I didn't really ask for much. And from what I can remember, when I would ask for something, she would say like, "Oh, we don't have it right now." Yeah. And which is fine. But it was just it was a quieter time for them and that family. And then when they eventually moved and bought their own home in Harvest, there was a shift with the relationship of myself and my stepmom, because she was no longer quiet. She was angry.
Ooh.
She was really angry. She would talk down to my biological father. She would talk down to him, talk about him, cuss him out. She'd do the same thing with my stepbrother and her niece. And it was a lot of yelling and cussing and belittling, and it was just like a sad time. She was just really angry, and she would, she would talk about my bio dad in public, and it'd be so embarrassing, like because she would cuss him out, and then she would just air out their laundry in front of the whole restaurant, just talk about him and say,
"Y'all, can't y'all see Nell doing that? Can't y'all see Nell sitting in Cheddar's just cursing him out and talking about how he ain't worth a damn and he just got home because he left me with all these kids and you done went to stay with some woman? Can't you hear that? Oh, and she doing it in the restaurant, out in the public. Because you just think about it. For those of you who are parents, because I know for me, I can speak from experience, honey. It ain't always been okay for me. You know what I'm saying? And to tell my daughter no at a tough time is heartbreaking. So that's when she was quiet because she didn't know, and Lexi said she would ask for things and she had to tell her, like, no, not right now. That is heartbreaking when you got to tell your baby no. And it's not that you just be like, no, that's not something you need. It's different when you can't afford it. Oh, hold on, y'all. Let's keep going.
It's not worth shit, and that's why you left your family. And
hold on. Let me run it back. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Wait a minute.
It was so bad that I started to feel bad for my biological. It was bad. It was so bad that I started to feel bad for my saying, like, because she would cuss them out, and then she would just air out their laundry in front of the whole restaurant, just talk about him and say he's not worth shit, and that's why you left your family, and it was bad.
I told you.
It was so bad that I started to feel bad for my biological father. I remember crying a lot at their house at night and in rooms because I would just feel bad that she would talk about him so bad, and it was embarrassing and hurtful and kind of scary, especially when she would kind of go in with my stepbrother and her niece. Like they got the verbal abuse, and for me, she was angry at that time, so I was real scared. Didn't want to smoke. I didn't ask for much. If I did, like, say, like, oh, can we go out to eat? Like, that's the only time she would kind of come at me, like, we pay child support. Like, I don't understand why you feel like when you come down here, we got to take you out to eat. And I'm just like, it's simple no would have sufficed. But I don't want any smoke, so I learned very quickly when they were in that state in life to just zip it, because I didn't want any issues with her. So, that's kind of how our relationship was at that time. I just kind of tried to steer clear. She also would get drunk and, like, tell me things that I shouldn't have known as a child about her and my biological father's relationship. She would sit there and talk about how he didn't make any money and he wasn't worth a damn, and, like, all she would get drunk and go off the deep end and go in on him and talk to me like I was one of her girlfriends. And that was hard because, well, I was a child and I just, wanted to come and visit. And I don't know. That's not something that my parents in Nashville ever did. So it was a really weird dynamic. I didn't really know how to navigate that. But I also, like I said, didn't want to smoke, so I would just listen.
So Nell in there getting sauced up, mad at Chris, and telling her daughter what kind of father she has. Because she has decided, because here's the thing, Nell didn't even have to do this, right? Look like she could have just stayed with her friend until she got on her feet and got herself together and maybe moved up to manager at the dollar store before she got, I don't know, because she said Chris was broke. So Nell clearly was making the money. So now Nell getting over here, get drunk, telling this girl about her daddy. She should have never taken him back. If you're gonna take him back and have mad day every single day, leave the man where he is, honey. A horrible stepmother. Child, and this is not the first time you're gonna hear about child support. Let's keep going, honey. Let's keep going.
But that did deeply affect how I saw her and any respect that I had for her because of how she would treat siblings and my biological father. And once they got to a better place financially, they moved to Madison, Alabama, and they had a nice house there. And that's when things, like, I guess because they started doing better and they had the money, they started getting a lot for, like, the kids. They would go shopping a lot. They would go out to eat a lot. And when I would come down, I wanted to, like, join in. Oh, I also lived in. I've never had a room, a bed, anything. But when they lived there in Madison, they go out more and shop more. And when I would, like, try and ask to be included, like, if, we're at the mall, you're buying stuff for them, and I'm like, oh, can I get this? My stepmom would kind of get angry and turn to me and snap and be like, we pay child support. You need to ask your mom because we pay child support. And then when I got older, like 16, she would say, like, I get child support for my son, and I give him all that money. I don't know why your mom wants to keep the child support from you, but if you want something, you need to ask her because we pay child support. So everything was about child support. Everything was about child support. I didn't know until I was a little older that he did not pay child support.
Girl.
Can anyone guess how old he was when he was done paying child support and arrears and all that kind of stuff for me? I'm 33. I'm curious to see what age people would guess when he was done paying child support. But yeah.
Y'all, Chris wasn't paying child support. So she said he was paying intermittently. So what does that mean? He was just paying when he could? Yes. So she's 33 now. He wasn't finished paying when she was 18. She said it got a little asterisk and it says he paid intermittently on the screen. Oh, $30. Girl, I know you lying. I know doggone well Chris ain't went and gave that girl no $40 and no $30 and no $25. What? Her mother was getting assistance. But she wasn't getting no child support. I know Chris wasn't giving that woman no $40. Not a little here and there. Girl, let's keep going.
All to say that they didn't pay child support. So that was always a struggle with me and my stepmom. If I wanted something, if I wanted to go somewhere, I wanted to do something, movies, and like you name it, go skate, we paid child support. You can ask your mom because we pay child support.
Girl, they wouldn't give her
nothing.
nothing.
To give you that money so when you come down here, you can pay for stuff. So that was kind of hard. And then there's actually this one, when they lived in that house in Madison, I actually, my car was broken into, and they were like really apologetic. It happened at their house. They're like, "Oh, we'll pay for your window," blah, blah, blah. They didn't, and then I got upset about it with my bio dad. I got upset with him and like was upset and going off on him, and she chimed in and she was like, "You need to use that child support to pay you need to use that child support to pay for that window."
Girl!
But it was just like, you guys offer it, like, I'm only following up with what you said you would do. Like, but everything was about child support. Everything. Anytime I wanted anything, it was child support this, child support that.
So, child, look now. Now, look. Okay. Happy Valentine's Day, and hello to everyone who's coming in. We are listening to Lexi's chapter 1 about her stepmom, Nell. And it is a doozy. But this part right here, when she talk about this child support, now let me say this. We don't have to do that in my situation, right? When Lillian is with us, with me, she's with me, I take care of that. When she's with her dad, he takes care of that, right? But even if somebody was paying child support, if my child is with me, I'm not going to tell her, thank you, Hibiscus, I'm not going to tell her, you can't have it because your daddy ain't paying no child support. What is wrong with Chris? He is the daddy. If I can imagine my baby at home right now with her daddy, and she asks her stepmom for something, and she say, "Call your mama." Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna leave this live, walking. You understand what I'm saying? Cause if your daddy is at home, what you gotta call your mama for? Do you understand what I'm saying? Girl, I would leave here walking. I would probably stay on live so y'all could just, it'll take me about 2 days. I would probably just stay on live so y'all just go to sleep. When you get up, come over here and check on me, make sure ain't nobody got me. But let me call my baby. And that woman that said, "Call your mama and your daddy there." Girl, let's keep going.
And she would always get got mad for no reason me when I would ask for anything, because of them paying child support.
On foot.
Then it started to turn into like, why every time you come around here, you want something, you need something, you want something. Don't we pay child support? I didn't understand, I guess for them, that child support meant anything outside of child support that I wanted was a no.
Ooh.
Was an absolute, like, we don't, like, no, we pay child support. So that started to get, like, really hard for me. There was also a time when they lived in Madison, and this was when my brother was married to his first wife. Yes, his first wife. And I came down, and they were talking about how they went to Victoria's Secret, and my stepmom spent $12,000. That's what they said. I don't know if it's true. $12,000 on his, I can't remember if it was his fiance or wife at the time. And I was just like, what? That's insane. And
girl,
I was like, can I get a jogging suit from Victoria's Secret? I really want this, like, whatever. And she's like, we pay child support. But then the next time I came down, it was around Christmas. They got me some Victoria's Secret stuff, which I was like, oh, cool. But then they also, and this, I'll talk about in the chapter about the dinner, that same Christmas that they got me that, it's not funny, that same Christmas that they got me that Victoria's Secret stuff, they got their son a brand new car, and they got their daughter a brand new car, luxury cars, which is totally fine. I had a car at the time. And then later on, after my stepbrother kind of pitched one, had a fit about it, they got him a car. And then they gave the niece a BMW. So,
Ooh.
and it was just really weird because I was just like, and I didn't say, like, I was hurt and I was really upset because but then she was like, we got you. You wanted the Victoria's Secret stuff and we got you that.
Okay. All right. This is alleged because we in the chat were not there. But I am not going to sit here and say that this girl is not telling the truth about her story. But what I will say is this. If she asked for some Victoria's Secret last year, this year, the kids got cars. Whether it was a neon, a Dodge Neon, or a BMW, you give me some Victoria's Secret because I asked about it last year, and you done bought these kids cars because they throwing fits. I'm not saying, like, where's my daddy? Because like somebody said, now the one provider, Chris is the dependent. You can't talk when you don't have no money, when you don't have nothing to stand on. That's crazy. Hold on. What you say? Lexi is dragging her with that 12K on Victoria's Secret. $1,200. Child, that's crazy. Let's keep going, child. Let's keep going.
I don't know. Am I tripping? I don't know, but that was the dynamic. That's kind of how it went. So that was our relationship. It was okay until it wasn't, and I really do attribute a lot of that to her not being loved properly by my biological father.
There you go.
I really do feel like because she was not protected, she didn't have that security, she didn't have that stability in her marriage and her relationship with her husband and for the father of her kids, because she didn't have that, I feel like that deeply affected how she looked at me and how she treated me. It's like, if I try to put myself in her shoes, I'm like, I'm over here, fighting for my life because I want this man to love me and see me and treat my kids, with love and respect and be there for them and support them. And then I've got this other kid over here that's not even my biological kid that's wanting the same thing, but I don't even have it for myself and my kids.
Oh!
So I can put
yeah. Okay. Let's break this down. Because I understand, I feel her. I'm listening to her, what she's saying, right? Krista went out there and did whatever it is that he wants to do. He's running amok. He's running up in people. He's doing what he wants to do. He comes back home, and then Lexi comes over. She's allowed him to come back in the house. She can't really, like, she can act the fool some places and he get up and they just walk out. Because, Chris don't come off as a kind to just act a fool in the public, right? Now, Nell does. But then when Lexi gets over here, she takes everything out on Lexi, not physically or anything like that. I don't think she said anything like that. But she just is mean and nasty to Lexi because she really can't do and say what she wants to Chris. And like she said, if she put herself in Nell's shoes, I want this man to love me properly. I want him to love my children where he stays home and gives my children a family. But then I have this girl who's his daughter. She's coming here. She wants all that also. But I want that for my kids and me. So she's pissed. And Chris caused all this. And I'm going to tell you something. If you really pay attention, if you really kind of just pay attention to her, even now on the show, when something happens, the way she looks at Chris, you know what I'm saying? She'll look at him like I'm going to tell you one main part. I don't know if you watched, but when Trish has sat there and Nell found out that Chris was the one who introduced Trish to Martell, she was crazy. She was upset. That's why she went out there and got him. She was like, you need to come in here. Because word on the curb is you the one that hooked Trish and Martell up while him and Mel was married. And she was pissed for a moment. I don't know if it was acting, but Nell didn't have no expression on her face, and she was trying to get the straight of that situation. Because at that point, she's like, I believe this. Trish lie a lot, but I believe this. You know what I'm saying? And Nell, if you just look how she, like, and then Chris just does too much. He look like he's still doing stuff because he just does. You know what I'm saying? When somebody overdo something, you know what I mean? When they overdo it, you always like you doing too much. Like, why are you doing this much? You need to calm down. What are you doing? You can yes, baby, very explosive. She has a very explosive personality. Overcompensating. All that dancing and stuff. Sit your old behind down somewhere and just walk in here like a regular person. Why you got to be shimmying and shaking every time you walk in the room? Stop. Cause that just don't. Okay, this ain't my man. This her man. Let's go.
Myself in her shoes, and I can see how that would have been hard, but I still cannot excuse. I was a kid, just as much as you wanted my bio dad to see you and love you and appreciate you, I wanted the same. And I feel like instead of trying to embrace me and help me navigate through that, the way I guess you tried to, or had to maybe, if you did, navigate that with your kids, you just kind of like left me to fend for myself with that, and then really treated me badly, really kind of put me in a box and set me to the side and was like, I got my own kids myself to worry about.
I believe it. I believe it.
And that's kind of how I felt, but I do understand that you were not given the respect and the love and the security that you needed. I really do feel bad.
Not the BBL energy. Y'all crazy.
I mean, I wouldn't.
She did.
I wouldn't know what to do if I was in your shoes. Especially if, my husband stepped out on me. I've already told my husband I'm not interested in ever being divorced, and that would be like the number one thing that would get, those papers served to him. But yeah, I do understand that was hard for you. And I have forgiven you for how you've treated me. I have moved on. I have processed through that and worked through that and those ill feelings that I have or had towards you because of how you treated me. But I do, if she's watching this, I feel like I'm talking to her, but if she's watching this, I do want her to understand that,
she does.
I can sympathize with you. And I do hate that was your reality with my biological father. And I do wish that I have wondered, I'm like, man, if he did right by you, would you have done right by me?
Oh, y'all. Tuda. Did you hear what she just said? I wonder if my dad had done right by you, would you have done right by me? And you know what? I'm just going to give Nell the benefit of the doubt at this point. I feel, Cheryl said no. Thank you. But I feel like if Chris was a loving provider and never put Nell in a position where she had to be the head of the household, and she could be a woman, and she could be a wife, and she could be a mother, and she could help her husband, and he loved her unconditionally, I don't think anybody would have a problem with his child. Hold on. She said, let me rewind it back. Hold on 1 second. I don't know what part you're talking about, but hold on. We'll go back a little bit.
Towards you because of how I have forgiven you for how you've treated me. I have moved on. I have process through that and work through that and those ill feelings that I had towards you because of how you treated me. But I do, if she's watching this, I feel like I'm talking to her, but if she's watching this, I do want her to understand that, you know, I can sympathize with you. And I do hate that was your reality with my biological father. And I do wish that I have wondered, I'm like, man, if he did right by you, would he have done right by me?
This is when she would go to see Chris.
My mind.
But she would live with her mother in Nashville. But this is when she would visit her dad.
For you. I didn't deserve it. I still don't feel like I deserved it, but I know it was not easy for you. And I hate that for you, for your kids, because they deserve to have a mother that was treated like a queen, a mother that had that stability and that security. And
okay, y'all been asking where's her mama. These are the times that Lexi would go visit her dad. So her mother was in Nashville because, you know, her mother remarried when her mother's husband came into Lexi's life when Lexi was 8. So this is when Lexi would go visit Chris and Nell. Not live, just go visit. Because I think shortly after that, I think she stopped visiting them, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But this is just the time she would visit. So her mother was home and just sending her daughter to live, you know, be with her dad in the summertime or whatever. Hold on.
Who knows how your kids would have turned out if they had that, you know what I mean? Who knows how they would have turned out if he never left and you didn't have to kind of fend for yourself to raise and take care of 3 kids.
Exactly, Alicia.
By yourself for a couple years. Like I can truly, truly sympathize with you. And I know that was not an easy thing to go through and work through. And you stayed, you know. Y'all been married for I don't know how many years. You stayed. So I don't feel like, you know, you worked through the things you should have worked through in order to stay and have a more positive relationship. But you stayed.
Now, Nitwit, she is Chris's child with her mother. So she's the only child that didn't live with Chris. Let me say that. Not so much an outside child, but just a child that didn't live with Chris, if that makes sense.
Nonetheless, and yeah, I just, you know, I hope she knows that I see her on that, and I do feel bad about that. And as for, you know, the explosion at the dinner, I feel like that kind of explains or helps, you know, a little bit for people to understand how I got to that explosion with my stepmother. And I know she said that I've cussed her out many times before. That's never happened. And I will tell you why. So when I will tell you why. At that dinner, I knew that when I caught on to what they were doing, I realized I'm done with this family. I'm never going to really see them again. We're done. And I was like, and I'm going to cuss her out because, you know, all that history, all that hurt, resentment, all that stuff from little Lexi, teenage Lexi, young adult Lexi. And I was like, and I'm going to cuss her out. And I did that because I wanted to, A, and then B, because there were witnesses around. Okay? There were witnesses around and there were people around. And I knew that she would not beat my ass if I cussed her out. The reason I say I've never cussed her out is because I'm terrified of her. I have seen her fight. Okay? And she can fight. I cannot. I cannot. The stepmom I know, if the cameras went around, would have leaped over that table and rocked my world.
Girl! Nell gets down like that? So she done went and cursed her out this particular time because the cameras was up. But I'm going to say this. Nell talked crazy to her then, and Chris sitting at the head. Chris should have been at the end of the table, not the head of the table. Cause I would have been like, Nell, you need to chill out. Don't talk to my daughter like that. I'll handle this. But let's keep going, child.
The way she would have beat my ass, I would have left that house and went directly into an ambulance and off to the hospital. So I saw my shot and I took it and I cussed her out because I wanted to and because I knew she was not going to try and fight me. And with her probably having that resentment and hate or whatever she has towards me, for me, I don't know. Well, all that bubbling up over 30 years of knowing this person, I can't imagine the type of ass beating I would have gotten. And the embarrassment, the whole thing was embarrassing for me, but I can't imagine if I did that, cussed her out, and then this lady got up and beat my ass. The recovery. It took me it's been 2 years since this has happened, and I'm finally sharing, my story.
Never provider. Chris never provided.
Yeah, no, I don't know what the recovery would have been if she would have beat my ass. So that's why I did it.
She said that,
and,
though.
If you want to know if I feel like she deserves an apology or not, stay tuned. I'll talk about that in that chapter about the dinner. But yeah, that's why that happened. And I'm approaching 30 minutes here, so that's pretty much my story and my history of my stepmom. And if there's anybody out there that has a bonus parent or has an estranged, parent, if you can, kind of sympathize with my story, I want to know that I see you. And I want you to know that I understand it's not easy. It is not easy if you grew up with someone who probably wasn't loved properly, who did not love you and could not give you the love that you probably deserved. That's hard. You don't deserve it. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of that of respect and to be seen and to feel included and a part of a family. And if you didn't get that, like I didn't, I see you and I'm so sorry. It's hard to grow up in, that type of environment. But I feel like if you do the work, if you want to do the work, if you want change, if you want to, not have bitterness and hate and upset and just pain in your heart because of that situation, therapy does wonders. Take some time to do some self-reflection, some introspection, take some time to yourself. For me, I completely cut that family off. I have no intentions of reconciling. I have no intention because there's no need for me. I'm at a place where I don't need an apology. I don't feel like I'm owed an apology. That's not something that I need in this healing journey for me. I've forgiven them. I've forgiven my stepmom, and
Chris felt his
I empathize with her in certain ways. I sympathize with her in a lot of ways, and I forgive her. And I don't have that bitterness. I don't have that anger towards her.
Ooh.
I truly do feel bad for her and for what she's gone through. And I pray that she's in a better place, and
it was a lot
that she is being loved properly now, and that she is being respected by her husband, and that she does get to a happy, healed place and peaceful place in her life and in her heart, because she deserves that just like I do. And so do you. If you are somebody that is in this type of position, you deserve that. And you can have that. And it's not an easy road. It's not an easy thing to kind of get to. It is really not an easy place to kind of find yourself in a situation where you're having to forgive any ugliness that was done to you as a child from someone who should have been a parent and loved you. It's not easy.
Lord,
but it's possible. It can be done. it's been done for me, and God, I don't know. Can you not tell with the smile on my face? And yeah,
well, Lord, that's good.
It can be done. So, I think I just messed my hair up. Jesus. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. That's chapter 1. I will be talking about my siblings, our relationship, our past relationship, because we don't have one right now, obviously, in chapter 2. And hopefully from this chapter, you understand me, you understand my history with my stepmom, and maybe you understand my stepmom a little bit more. Child. And I hope that this story and this journey helps someone, continues to help people, because I have seen some comments about people, who have similar stories to mine, and how they are excited for me to tell my story and understand my history and how I've gotten to the place that I've gotten to.
I agree.
And that's why I'm doing this. And that makes my heart so happy. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I might do a video maybe answering some questions if anybody has any. But for now, that's chapter 1. And thank you for being on this journey with me. Bye.
Okay, y'all. Okay. I saw somebody say something about her being on the show. I don't think Lexi has any plans on being on this show. She doesn't even talk to Nell and Chris. She says she is doing this for herself to get it out because there's been so much said about her. So she is just getting her side of the story out. So we got 6 more chapters to go. But, oh my God, Pink. No. Not Pink Virgo Moon. Much respect to Lexi. Yeah, she said this is for her. She is getting it out. And I'm going to say this. The way Nell spoke to her at that dinner, I believe everything this girl's saying. The way Chris sat there on mute and then didn't want to say anything till he got outside in the car. And she was like, I'm out of here. And then he got an attitude. His volume went up from a 2 to a 5. I'd be like, sir, who are you raising your little voice to? Are you crazy? I know y'all, Pink Virgo Moon, not my Virgo sister, honey. And I know how it is just to internalize stuff and hold on to stuff because you don't want to let certain stuff out. So I appreciate you saying that. You know what I'm saying? But we will rally around you because, like she said, you matter, you're important, and you should be here. And you can't. When people really say stuff like sometimes you may have to even let your own family go, like that's a true. Hey, on Britt's block, hey girl, I saw Britt. She is fantastic. Do y'all follow on Britt's block? Baby, she is fantastic. Y'all need to go there and follow her. Yeah, she can heal now and move on. My heart goes out to Lexi. My heart goes out. Hold on 1 second. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. I saw something. What did I say? We need 300 more likes, people. We need to get up 300 more likes. 300. But I know that, people feel like they feel about Lexi, but I can't say she's not telling the truth because I don't know. And this is her story. I can't do that. You can't do that. Just like I saw somebody just drop down. No, that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I've been drinking, so let me talk about something else. I'll bring it up later. But Lexi deserves to tell her story. Chris is a BAN. And I'm going to tell you something. Chris did all that stuff. I'm sorry, wait a minute. Chris did all that stuff. And I believe 100% he didn't hooked Martell up. Because Martell told Trish in the gym, he was like, Chris told me about you. This is before or after the bowling alley. This is before the bowling alley. He told Trish, because I ran this back. I ran that whole segment back with Trish and Martell. And Martell acted a nut. He couldn't even talk to Trish, laughing, falling all over the equipment, stuff not even funny. Chris told me about you. Chris ain't worth a dime. And then you went out here and cheated on this woman. And Nell clearly has a explosive disposition. You know what I'm saying? She's not one that's able to handle a lot, so she takes it out on stuff. I can see Nell cursing him out in public. 100%. 100%. Now, let me tell you this. What is going to be very interesting is, has Nell come out, and when is she going to come out? That's what I'm waiting on. When is Nell going to come out? When is she going to come out? When is she going to come out and say any of this is not true? He is the OG of the Crip Squad. I'm waiting on him to come out. I'm waiting. I cannot wait. I simply cannot wait. Cause if now stuff like this is the reason I don't want stuff like this even never happen. And I don't think this is nothing that's gonna give them a storyline for next season. Cause this baby says she don't want nothing to do with them. She just simply telling her story for herself and clearing her name. And I feel like this. She done been out with a sneak peek. She's come out and told us an intro. And today we got chapter 1. If Nell is not on this internet in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 tomorrow, I'ma know it's true. I'm going to know it if Lord say the same, and I get up in the morning and Nell Fletcher has not got somebody to fix her light in this phone up so she can talk. I'ma know everything Lexi said is true. I'ma know it. I'm gonna know it. I am going to know it. I am going to know it. Period. Wait a minute. Look, she said they would address it on the show. Exactly, Chef Dun Dun. But okay, but if she addressed it on the show, all she gonna do is what? Just talk to Chris about it? Cause Lexi not coming on Love and Marriage Huntsville. She not about to do that. That's crazy. She is not about to do that. Cause why would she do it? Why would she do that? Why in the world would she do that? Lord have mercy. Y'all, I had come on here to what did I come on here to talk to y'all about? Oh Lord have mercy. You know what? I don't know why the world is. I gotta review this. I'm gonna have to review it and post it. But I don't know why the world is. I mean, Carlos King is just as the world turns at this point. Love and Marriage Huntsville is. How is this show like this? You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like this about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Atlanta. I love Traders. I love Big Brother. I love Love and Hip Hop. I love all my TV shows. But this show is like it's crazy. How is this like this? I would be so glad when this reunion plays tomorrow and I can be done. I'm gonna be done. Girl, I'm done. They are on him. And I saw where he was asked to be a host of some kind of award ceremony. I was like, child, don't nobody care about you being no host. I've never known a show to be like this. Wait a minute, hold on. Mia, I ain't never know, never. Child, Mark, and then Marquez ain't. Let me tell. Let me be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna wait till the. I'm gonna wait till the. I'm gonna wait till it come out. Because Marquez and Ken and Trish. So this is what we have: Marquez, Ken, and Trish. And y'all see Tisha over here is just. Wait a minute, Mark Mia, wasn't you at the interview? I was. I was there. I was there. I got a chance to meet him. He is very nice. He's nice. But, we'll watch. Have y'all seen the sneak peek? Because the sneak peek for me, I saw a lot of comments about the sneak peek. Mm, I just don't know. We'll see what he says. We'll see what he says different from my interview and the Zoom. We'll see what he says different. Because I caught him in a lie at the podcast. So we'll see. I'm interested to see what he has to say. Salamander Sam, child. Yeah, she got the sneak peek up. Go look at the sneak peek and tell me what you think about Scorpio vibes. Yeah, she got the sneak peek up. But I'm excited to hear it. Because she may get something. I loved when she said that was so funny when she said, so you got in a fight with your wife boyfriend. I was like, no, she did. That was the funniest line for me. Cause that sounds so crazy. But I was so glad she said it like that because that is crazy. I just don't even know what they're gonna give. Yes. I just don't know what they're gonna give. I just don't know. I don't know what they could give. So hey Samantha, how you doing? But yeah, but it's like, okay, you got those three. And now Trish talking about she got verbal ABUSC. Wait a minute, what she say? Let me see if I got it on this phone. Hold on, child. I'm gonna tell you what she said. I ain't gonna even make it up. Uh, I wish these people quit talking to me about Shani O'Neal and Keon Henderson. Cause don't nobody know. She said, I want to take all of you beautiful people on this healing journey with me. I'm letting out everything I choose to keep in to protect feelings, but at the same time, it was damaging me. I'm going to open up about the insecurities that led to disrespect, mental ABUSE, and verbal ABUSE. I would like to thank Love and Marriage Huntsville for helping me with that voice. And like I said, it kind of don't matter what you say in whatever voice you say it in because it hasn't been a truthful voice. You know what I'm saying? Not the Huntsville Hillbillies. Hey, how I see it? Wait a minute, let me see what she said. She said Trisha over here talking about AB and Destiny and the comments trying to fake sisterhood and the people eating her up. Child, Destiny is a whole nother situation. It's like if you listen to whatever she's talking about, you find new stuff every time. You find new stuff every single time. New stuff. Lonnie said, Andre, Lonnie said, Millie, who is that man?
Oh, they can see me?
Yeah, when you walk in.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's okay. Girl, not who is that man, Hoppo. It's my Valentine. But yeah, for everybody, girl, and it kills me. Oh, y'all don't even understand how people like, oh, Millie Child, how you always got something to say and you ain't got no man. I don't say nothing. Cause that's what I'm talking. People just talk about stuff outside of their neck and don't know what they're talking about. Chronicles said Lonnie typed it before she could. Yes, love. I said lies in marriage, Huntsville. Whew. I know it's sweet essence. Oh, child. Oh, child. But girl, they be it tickles me how they be knowing stuff. And girl, they hot. People are hot right now at me about this Shawnee Henderson and Keon Henderson. And I was like, I need the people to understand. I don't wake up in the morning and make up something. I don't wake up and say, you know what? I think I feel like lying on Shawnee and Keon today. I was like, y'all got a whole nother group of people y'all got to go through to get to me. Before you come over here and tell me what to do on my page, baby, you got a lot of work you need to do. Now I got to go over here on Instagram and set somebody straight in a few minutes about on my page. Not it's love in Huntsville. Lonnie said, you was on it, Lonnie. You was Lonnie, you must have been in the bushes because you came out, baby. Yeah, crazy. Sure, that's sure. My Valentine came in, girl. They told some who that man, Hoppo. Lies after lockup. I just don't know. Let me ask y'all a real question. For real, for real, for real. For real, for real. If okay. Thank you. Look, I think I asked y'all this probably every other time I come on live, but I really want to know, what do you think is the life of love and marriage? Huntsville, like, should it just keep going? Because Tisha, y'all, do y'all know Tisha around here thinking that she is like, what does Tisha think she is? Tisha was live yesterday talking about, oh my God, I'm going live. I'm going live. I'm gonna go in a minute. She said, "Oh my God, I'm going live because I want to show everybody what I'm doing." And I told y'all, I promised y'all I would show you. I was like, "What is going on?" I know, girl. I'm gonna get ready to go. Tisha swears she a cat woman. Wait a minute, she called it Ariel Jr. I can't. I told y'all I was coming Friday. And I came Friday because y'all are my Valentines too. So I had to come and spend a little time with my Valentines and let y'all know how much I love y'all. And we had a good night. Yeah. Now I'm ashamed. My face turned red. I understand y'all. I'm Woo! Child, she trying so hard. She is trying so hard, honey. Huh? I'm about to get off. Y'all, let me go. Oh, just go get them.
I'm finna get in bed.
Okay. Just go get them. I'm coming. Look, y'all, let me go. I done talked to y'all long enough.
No, throw it on.
I love you too, Janice. Oh, Alicia, don't worry about that, honey. I got that worked out. Don't even worry about that. That right there, you got one niece, sis. You got one niece. Don't even worry about it. She 18. You got one. Oh, it was somebody. Good night. I'm gonna go. Michelle, did you get? I hope everybody got what they needed. I'll be back. I'll be back later. Y'all have a good night. And happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Not leading lady. Bye, y'all. Y'all crazy. Y'all are crazy. Bye. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Bye for real. I told you.